Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I hope you're doing well. We begin with something very strange and kind of more fun, but also my reaction was, not so fast, Lara Trump. And that is the clip that I'm going to play for you. Thank you to all of you joining live or watching this back wherever and whenever you are. This was on the Pod Force One podcast with one of our favorites, Miranda Devine. Is her trademark response. And Lara Trump gets asked about the Obama remark that aliens are real, that he later clarified to mean statistically, but he's not claiming that he saw something that we haven't seen as it pertains to other life in the universe. And so then Lara Trump just casually leaks that she thinks she remembers being told something about this topic by her father-in-law, Donald Trump. Now, you might be thinking, ooh, this might be interesting. No, I want this to be called out for what it is. Oh, now you want to talk about aliens, Lara? This feels a little bit like the Dows at 50 thou. That's what this feels a little bit like. Oh, so now you want to talk about Epstein when the aliens are real? Oh, okay.
Podcast that you've discussed with the president is UFOs. Do you think that he's about to make an announcement about UFOs? Because President Obama was just on a podcast talking about how he believes in UFOs and hinting that he saw something when he was president.
Well, I said this in my podcast too. What's funny is we've kind of asked my father-in-law about this because we're like, well, what do you know? Because Miranda, we all want to know about the UFOs, or we all want to know what's going on. Man. And he played a little coy with us. And so that, of course, led us to believe, Eric and I were like, oh my gosh, if he won't even fully tell us, maybe there's more to it. And then I have just heard kind of around that, I think he's actually said, I think my father-in-law has actually said it, that there is some speech that he has that I guess at the right time, and I don't know when the right time is, he's going to break out and talk about, and it has to do with maybe some sort of extraterrestrial life, so to speak. I'll
play a little bit more of this in a second, but just the quickest pause to request that you click the subscribe button, the simplest, easiest, freest way, completely free, to support the work that we do. Right below the video, click that subscribe button. Back to the video. You know how Sean Ryan yesterday went, and then all of a sudden he tries to pull Obama into the Epstein distraction narrative, which there's plenty of reasons to call out people for distracting from Trump's administration woes, and specifically with Epstein or other things they would want to distract from. Obama's not playing a role in that, I can tell you, trying to distract from Trump's disaster here by making a statement about aliens, but Sean Ryan pulled that in. To follow that thread, this feels a lot more like what Sean Ryan was seeing Obama doing than anything. Can you imagine if it was right now when Trump went, tonight I'm delivering a primetime address in the Oval Office and announcing that there is indeed otherworldly life? Interesting timing. That would be very interesting timing. And he'd have a lot of reasons to have our eye on something else. He's even right now, we're going to get to the next segment, talking about war or more war with Iran. His poll numbers are just plummeting. Yes, you have the Epstein scandal. His MAGA base, as we examined in depth yesterday, is fracturing like we've barely ever seen before, if ever. Maybe this is the time when he announces the truth about the aliens.
Just, I look at things from the perspective of the vastness of our universe. And I'm a kind of a numbers person. I don't get nervous flying because the odds are very much in your favor flying. The odds that anything will happen to you are far greater in a car than they ever will be in an airplane. But I'm also looking at the odds in terms of how much is out there in the universe. And it would.
That was such a weird way to say that you look at the numbers. Yeah. I'm such a numbers person. Have you ever heard this stat? You're safer in an airplane than a car. Have you ever heard that? Yes, Lara, we've heard that. Wow.
Be pretty wild to think that the only spot where there was any sort of life in the entire universe was here on Earth. So I don't have any information. I feel like there might be information out there, and hopefully it's going to be able to be told to all of us very soon. We'll see.
So she just casually says, let's see if Miranda has a follow-up, because Brian Tyler Cohen got so much crap for not asking a follow-up question to Obama when he said it. Let's see if Miranda has a follow-up question for Laura casually mentioning that Trump already has a speech written making some sort of announcement on UFOs, UAPs, otherworldly life, etc. Let's see.
So does the president act as if he believes there are UFOs and that this is going to be some momentous announcement, or is it just, a casual observation that there might be something out there?
It's a good question. I mean, he's kind of been very cool about it. Whenever I've heard this come up about this possible speech, and when Eric asked him,
so that's kind of a follow-up question, but not about the speech.
He knowing him as well as I do, the way he says things, they make a difference sometimes. And he's been a little different about this one. So it makes me personally think that there's something that he knows that the rest of us don't know. And so I'll let people determine for themselves whatever that means. But yeah, it makes me think there's more to come.
Very interesting.
Very interesting indeed. You know what this reminded? Okay, wait. Everyone hold, please, because let me just say something like a dog died like a dog. Let's see if we can find this clip of Trump right here. If there is some cover-up within the government of what they really know about extraterrestrial life, nailed it. About quote-unquote aliens. That one gets stuck in my mouth. I don't know why. About something in that category of what the flying object, blah, 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 blah. Something that I'm very uninterested in, but some of you are, and I try to be interested sometimes. If there's been a cover-up and a president is going to announce it to us, I just don't want it to be Trump. I do not want to find out about something that big, a big announcement about the universe, and actually we've come into contact and been able to examine the body of an alien. I do not want it to be Donald Trump who breaks that news to us in this sort of way.
He died like a dog. He died like a coward. He was whimpering, screaming, and crying. And frankly, I think it's something that should be brought out, so that his followers and all of these young kids that want to leave various countries, including the United States, they should see how he died. He didn't die a hero. He died a coward, crying, whimpering, screaming, and bringing 3 kids with him to die.
Baghdadi, die like a dog. That's when he announced when we killed somebody. And, this is it.
Last night was a great night for the United States and for the world. A brutal killer, one who has caused so much hardship and death, has violently been eliminated. He will never again harm another innocent man, woman, or child. He died like a dog. He died like a coward.
Yeah, there it is. So I don't want it to be that guy explaining it to us, especially not whenever he has so many reasons to break big news that aren't about his own failures. So I guess my point is not so fast, Laura. And then his actual daughter, Ivanka, I saw posted something, and this just felt so out of whack. So this is how I picture it. Picture you're in a room and 2 people are fighting and they're punching each other. One person's over in the corner just screaming. Someone's over there like bashing their head against the wall. And then a bunch of people in the middle are just screaming at each other. And then there's one person standing in the middle, like high out of their mind, just laughing and saying meaningless, happy thoughts. And you're like, something's off about this environment. That's Ivanka Trump right now. Her dad's bringing chaos upon the country and the world. We're all in this state of panic. And then she posts like, happy new lunar cycle, baby. Today, a new lunar cycle begins, she writes. The year of the fire horse calls us to courage, to energy, to intention, and to fearless creation. It is a year for bold ideas, decisive action, and turning vision into something enduring. I'm stepping into it with clarity and conviction, ready to bring forward projects I've been quietly nurturing, ideas nearly ready to meet the light. I cannot wait to share them with you. Forward with strength, with gratitude, with purpose, excited for what is ahead. Happy Lunar New Year. What? Why does she get to live her best life? And then she does, for some reason, the Lunar New Year cycle, New Year thing is a moment for her to share her latest headshot, her latest nice photograph. Why does she get to live her best life? This is so weird. And I'm not saying anything ill towards, I don't want anyone to do anything. I'm just saying, I guess, go live life, you and Jared. But it's all very strange, her vibe. It's like when she did that Lex Fridman interview, and it was just off. It feels like you're talking to the daughter of someone else. And she acts like her dad isn't who he is. All very bizarre.